Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. So, I had just woke up, man, and I was on my laptop, and I was looking through, and I seen this. So this guy, basically from Joliet, he just got fucking 87 years for raping this 6-year-old girl, and it's fucked up, man. One thing that's hated the most is fucking pedophiles. You know, you're a chomo, instantly you go on the block, you gonna get green lighted, you gonna get your ass whooped. Um, Motherfuckers are gonna be on there with you, wherever you go. Once they find out, you a chomo, it's basically, lights out for you, and some places, instantly it's a green light when they see you if you a chomo. So I fucking hate chomos, you know. Um, for the simple fact, I just fucking hate them. I got daughters, you know. So it was, and I remember when I had went to jail, um, I was down with a chomo. He wasn't my roommate or nothing like that, but he just lived on the same, in the same vicinity I did. And I remember that motherfucker. He was facing the same fate, 87 years. But the prosecutor, they wanted to give him a plea deal, and the plea deal was basically they'd take off 40 of those years. That's all they was gonna give him. He was trying to get down to like 20, and they was like, nah, fuck that. This is the less you're gonna get. We'll take out 40 years. That's it. 40 years off a 87-year sentence. So but I was sitting up here looking at this bullshit, man. Look at this motherfucker, man. Fucking piece of shit, man. Wow. Got this motherfucker. And he gotta know wherever he go, man, it's fucking green light time for his ass. And shit like this, man, it make me sick, you know. Um, and it's actually crazy because it's actually like the similar story to the guy, when I was locked down where this motherfucker, says this motherfucker, he raped his girlfriend's 6-year-old daughter. Like, what the fuck, man? Shit is sick, man. Wow. And man, me personally, man, you know, I don't have no fucking love and no respect for no fucking chomo, man. And that's just it, man. The fucking, to take a child's innocence away like that, it's fucking sick, And I remember when I was a CO, also it was a fucking it was a chomo that lived on the block, and this motherfucker, man, I mean, he didn't have no rights at all whatsoever, and I did my job as far as it came in to, doing my job, but I didn't respect the motherfucker at all either, um, and he was a bitch basically, he was that housing unit bitch. So whatever they wanted him to do, he had to do it. They told him, today you don't get out of bed, we gonna make you, we gonna put your ass on bed rest. He couldn't, they told him like, hey, stay in bed all day. We don't want to fucking see you today. That's what you had to do. Those days where this guy, they made him put the covers over his head, and he couldn't do nothing but just lay down in the bed. And I knew what was going on. You know, and then when they when they thought about it, or every time something came on the news, or they seen the chomo, just molested another child, that guy more than likely they whooped his ass just for the thought of it, you know. Um, but that's one of the most heinous crimes to me, you know. And it's crazy because you got drug dealers just getting, 30, 40 years, and you got these motherfuckers right here that's, taking away a child's innocence, taking something from somebody, raping somebody, damaging them, physically, emotionally, mentally for fucking years, fucking their whole life up. And these motherfuckers, get to go home in 6 or 7, 8 years, it's fucked up, Um, but like with this case, the prosecution, they got this motherfucker good, And, for some time for that shit, man, I think death should be subscribed for that shit, man. I set up and I read stories about how and I even know people, that was molested. Just to hear them talk about the trauma that they experienced, and this shit happened years ago, and the trauma they experienced, it's like it's fucking, it just hurt to even hear, I had an ex girlfriend, and she was raped 2 times, and one of the times it was so fucked up, she told me a story about one time, and one time she was a little girl, and she was at her grandpa's house. Her grandpa had left, and basically it was some guys working in the house, right? And one of the guys working in the house, he came in the room while she was asleep, and I guess the grandfather was getting some plumbing work done. He was a plumber. He came in there, and she's like, it was this old white guy. He just like came in there and held her down and just started fucking raping her. Um, you know, and it's just crazy, man. Like hearing her express the emotions that she felt, and still this happened. She said this happened when she was like 12 years old, and fast forward, she's 24 years old, and it's like she's still feeling that trauma and everything like that. She's drinking, she smoked a lot, and it was just sad, because I could tell, like I look in her eyes, like she was, real depressed and stuff like that. She had a lot of insecurities and things like that, because of that happening to her. And she never told her grandfather anything about it. And I don't know why, for whatever reason, why she didn't. But then again, I know some people, they be humiliated and they be embarrassed about the whole situation and everything like that, and they sometimes feel like nobody will believe them. So she didn't tell them and stuff like that it happened. You know, but basically that guy got away with you know raping somebody. And it's fucking crazy. And that shit just made me so angry to see that happened to her. Like, she was a little girl just sleeping at her grandpa's house, and grandpa probably not knowing, thinking like, okay, these professional people at my house, and one of the plumbers, he just goes in the room, he sees this little young girl, and he just fucking takes advantage of her. And that shit is just, that's why you gotta watch out for your kids and stuff like that. You gotta watch, man. And that's, like I said, man, Chomos, no respect for me, you know, no love. I don't give a fuck about what happened to him. I don't give a fuck if they got beat, stabbed, killed, burnt, raped, whatever happened to them. I really personally don't give a fuck about them. You know, they're the lowest of the low to me. They always been, even when I was a correctional officer. You know, when we was correction officers, we went upon when we was doing shakedowns. The chomos, we knew who they were, or sometimes we'd be reading their paperwork. We knew they was a chomo. We did the worst shit to they property. We destroyed their property. Um, One time, uh, I remember we was on a raid one time, and there was this chomo guy. Um, we found this shit, and one of the other COs, he had a niece that was raped, and he hated chomos with a passion, you know, and I remember there was a big ass bottle of soy sauce in this guy uh, property. He took the whole fucking bottle of soy sauce and like state property boxes, how they look, pull them open, but everything being their property boxes, the clothes, everything, all type of paperwork and shit like that. I mean, he just took all this guy's shit, and he just fucking took a big ass bottle of fucking like soy sauce, and he just fucking turned that motherfucker upside down and just dumped the shit everywhere inside this motherfucking property, man. Like you know, and shit, the worst shit happened to chomos by the hands of the inmates and COs. Believe it or not, COs also did shit like that. Did bad shit to chomos as well. They got they kicks and punches in too, as well on them. So it wasn't just like being a chomo. Like you was safe. You a chomo inside prison, you're not safe. Maybe inside county jail you might be safe, but inside prison, those COs don't give a fuck about you. And some places don't have good protective custody. You know, um, I knew like with the prison I worked at, the protective custody it wasn't all that good. You know, it wasn't. I remember one time I was coming out my dorm and they used to do ice delivery. They deliver ice to dorms. They had these big ass coolers and they had ice inside of them. And any of you know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all probably know. Y'all probably realize the state I worked in. Y'all know the prison I'm talking about. But they had these big ass coolers. They put ice in them. They did ice delivery. And one time I was coming down the stairs, and I was checking the hall out. Because usually sometimes those guys be down there doing what they doing. They be supposed to be going to chow, and they'll be sitting right there politicking and stuff. Doing trades and shit like that inside the fucking hallway. So I just came down to make sure, wasn't none of that shit going on. Check it out. Uh, and I was coming down. I remember somebody had put the cooler at the back of the fucking PC door. And as I looked down the stairs, I just seen these guys just fucking hawking in it, just spitting in it, you know. And I was like, what the fuck, man? And I was like, who the fuck left this cooler down here at the back of this door? And it was obvious another correction officer did that shit because that cooler had no business being at the back of that fucking door. It was a security breach for them to even open the back door to that dorm because that dorm had two sides. It had two doors. He had the front door, which the front door was more secure and the back door wasn't. You know, I also seen guys before trying to actually break inside that motherfucker. So I mean, like I said, it wasn't safe at all. Had those guys with the got inside from those dorms those two dorms where I was at. Oh, it would have been bad for those guys if those guys would have got access inside those dorms. But that's just the shit that went down. Sometimes when you inside these prisons, man, these COs, man, they fucking trash, man, and they don't give a fuck, man. Like they don't really give a shit about what happened to you or how it happened to you. Sometimes these guys they just there to get a paycheck, or a lot of times these COs are they afraid they self. I mean, you got a couple of types of COs. You got COs that's just as bad as inmates, that's gang members, and if you a new guy walking to the system, don't get it fucked up for a motherfucking minute. Think because that guy, oh, he's a cop, you could talk shit to him and fly out the hook at the mouth. Man, some COs that take you behind the stairs, behind them cameras, and fucking bust you all in your fucking mouth. And whoop your ass something so bad, and it happens. So don't go in there thinking that you knew and you big and bad and Billy Badass. That CO tell you cuff up, and you'll think you going to the captain's office and you get outside somewhere down the stairs where the cameras ain't at, and he fucking beats you so bad and say you fail or somebody whoop your ass, and it's your word against his word, no cameras. So that's one thing I'm gonna tell you. You got those COs. You got the lazy COs that don't give a fuck about shit or nothing. They want to do their 12 hours, their 8 hours, and they want to go home. They don't care about what's happening there. They're not with all the rah-rah camaraderie shit. I'm a CO. They don't care about that. They just like, look, man, I want to go home. I don't give a fuck. You got the COs that's with the shit. They with all the shit that's going on in there. You got those COs. You do. You know, um, quite frankly, you got a lot of those. You do. You got those COs, like I said, the first ones that's conservative as hell. We in a conservative state. They whoop your ass. You know, those the super cops. They on everything. Any little thing you do, you got those guys. So you got all type of different COs. You got all type of different type of personalities. So you gotta be careful, man, when you going inside these facilities, man. That's why I say, motherfuckers, don't go. It is what it is. I know motherfuckers like, oh, why I gotta be? Don't go. You know, think about what you're doing out here. Watch your actions, cause these are things that you will face out there. You know, so if you're doing dumb shit out there, just remember, it's a warm place for you. All right, y'all. Till next time, peace out. That's all I got. Be looking out for some more content, things I'm putting up in the future, better shit. Thanks, y'all.